Hello everyone, my name is Ekaterina and today we're gonna be playing a game called Alone, Seul. I googled it's from French, lonely kinda, or only, or yeah. I hope I pronounced it correct. I have learned French like in university back then, but I mean I forgot everything but Google said it's Seul. So yeah, here we go. Developer sent me an email offering to play the game again. Thank you. So, we're playing. Usually I don't check description of the game because I just throw myself into a game. I don't want to read what is it about. I want to figure out myself. But, well, I checked screenshots. I saw screenshot and also found this sentence. Reading between the lines of this psychological thriller will make you feel like you are in a David Lynch film and you are all alone. So now let me tell you something about David Lynch. I'm not familiar with his movies, full movies or whatever you call them on English, like 90 minutes movies or longer. But I've been once in the museum and there was an exhibit of David Lynch, and there was his sketches, there was his animation movies, there was his short movies or whatever, and also paintings. Well, by the screenshot of the game I see it's gonna be surrealistic in David Lynch style, yeah. And let me just show you a few pieces I took picture of in that museum, so you get the idea what it's going to be like, probably, maybe, if it's inspired from David Lynch. So yeah. Sorry for the bad quality of the pictures, but here we go. I don't remember the name of this picture, but if you Google, I'm pretty sure you're gonna find it. It says, I have radio. Let me just tell you my experience of this exhibit. I didn't like it, not even a bit. It was weird. It was filthy. It was disgusting. Why? Because all the pictures, first of all, they were gigantic, okay? And yeah, they were shiny, like, I don't know, there's like tons of glue on it, or liquid plastic, or who knows what. Yeah, I gotta say, this is creative, but it's just not my thing. You know, like, all the pictures, they were brown. They exposed some weird sins, maybe? I don't know, like, it's just all weird stuff. This was just like, I think, small sketches. I like them. They are surreal, they are weird, but they're weird in a good way, you know? Oh, this. Heaven. Yeah, what is all this? Like, I don't know what to think about it, like, really. And my favorite. Yeah, it's called Stone with Seven Eyes. Sorry, I'm back. The camera just turned off for whatever reason. Let's just start. It's about to begin again. Shh, I know. Well, how far do you think? Not very. Now keep quiet, would you? We're about to begin. Looking for something? Depends. Everything is black, but it feels thick. Almost blankety. Blankety? Ah, blanket. Complete darkness totally surrounds you. All you can feel is the hard floor beneath your feet. It's smooth and polished, you're sure of that. The darkness can be felt against your skin, like it has solidity to it in some way. There are no sounds or smells, but you feel if there were, they would have to work slightly harder to move through this velvet vial of blackness. You hear a lady with a soft, silky voice. Oh, like me? Looking for something, darling? Stay silent and feel you okay. Wait, where am I? Well, I guess we gotta answer, no? Remember? Oh, darling, you're back. You've been before, but never happened to stay too long. You always seem to have your mind made up and bags packed. Come to think of it, her voice does have this familiar feeling, in a way. Could this be a dream? What is your name? Everything comes into focus, almost pushing the darkness away. It's her, the voice. She slumped in the chair, looking at you almost as though she was watching you without any interest, like she had seen a familiar face she knows all too well, almost completely knowing you. I have nothing to say to that. Emiliana's the name, darling. Nice to meet you. She smirks. How to pronounce the word? Kosh? As if knowing something you do not. Do you want to know my name? Pleasure to meet you. May I call you Liana? No? Feel like I know you. It's so strange. Well, darling, I would imagine so. After all the things you've done to me. She smiles. Reading master. Done to you? Yes, you done to me over and over again. The game we've played, the pain you've caused me, the pleasure. Oh, darling, the pleasure. She breathes deeply, slowly pushing her chest out, sinking even more into her chair. She closes her eyes. Her hands move down towards her knees and slide her up towards her inner thighs. It's too good to turn down. I think you've confused me with someone else. She opens her eyes and looks you up and down, studying every single inch. Her eyes and face all of a sudden switch from seductress to a stranger. She quickly sits herself up while straightening her clothes and lifting her neckline slightly higher. Oh, I see now. Her voice is sharper and more estranged, less breezy and more businesslike. She keeps staring at you, but her eyes stay transfixed on yours, searching, studying, weighing your soul, although your eyes, all through your eyes, all through a stare. Got. After a short while, which actually felt a lot longer than it was, she breaks her stare and the sounds, God. And the faintest smile emerges just below the stillness, then disappears just as smoothly, like a large lake fish slowly and calmly rising to the surface to gulp down a piece of floating food, then heading back into the cool deep depths. Yes, I see now, darling. You have a reader with you. Well, I can't help you with much. Not in the state you are in. There's no fun to be had now. Okay. Perhaps next time, maybe. I think you would be best on your ways. And I have other things to worry about. But it was good seeing you, darling. I'll be seeing you next time. Okay then, move on into the darkness. So it's gonna be like that, reading. Okay, good that I brought my tea with me. What is that supposed to be, God? You walk on for some time, mainly just listening and waving your arms before you in order not to walk face first into anything. But you notice this is starting to gain longer breaks between each arm wave, like your brain is getting used to the fact that there's nothing in front of you. Every now and then a bit of fear pops back into mind, and that could be a wall or a sudden drop in front of you. So you slows your movements, then relaxes again after some time. This is exhausting. No, this is exhausting. You think to yourself. Then a light pulses dimly just ahead. Like being lost at sea and finally noticing the light emerging from a lighthouse after being misplaced at sea for days. The light offers hope, land, salvation. You move towards it, but slowly and cautiously, with a serene calm. It could be the exhaustion or it could be precaution. It's too hard to tell. But one thing you already know is in the place. Sometimes the land can be more treacherous than the sea of blackness. Walk over to the light, stick to the darkness, move away from light. Hey, reader. I could talk to myself, kind of. Let's do that. Everything freezes, your character, the darkness. Even though it's dark, you feel it all become still. So still in fact that you seem to be here, but also out there, or in there. Or more, just where you happen to be at this very moment. Text and sounds, noises are all that follows. The sounds carry themselves on, pre-recorded and echoing of what was something before, but drifting on, letting go, ejecting you, making you once again aware of yourself and your surroundings. What self do I speak of? The voice inside you, of course. Surroundings? Well, where you are at this very moment. Quick, do me a favor. Look up and around. Oh, I wish I could see what you are seeing at this very moment. How cool it would be to have that ability, don't you think? But let's get back to that inner voice. You know, this one reading. Can you hear it? Have you ever studied it? Really, listen to your voice. I am. Oh God, so much reading. The truest narrator of all these happenings, of fiction, but somehow a solid world within your mind, following letters to words to voice. Your voice in my words. It's in here, where you are truly alone. That I now address, and it's important that you begin to listen to it more often, especially when it begins to wander off by itself. That's where the magic is, you know. Funny, I was alone when I wrote this, and God, what's going on with the sound? And I happened to just be listening as it began to What? Hold on, everyone. The music was playing there. What's going on? Are you freaking kidding me? And I happened to just be listening as it began to wonder, so I recorded what it said. But That was before, who knows how long before, but now you have passed with me a present to you. Don't worry, I'm merely a spectre now. Words from a phantom. I wonder what I'm doing right now. The present me. If I'm still around even. Don't you wish you could tap in through this semi-connection we are having and be able to see what I'm seeing at this very moment? How cool would that ability be to have? Don't you think? Oh well, on we go. Let's introduce your voice, a character, another piece of the story, another fragment to unfold. Forget we... No, you. We're even here, and let's continue. 1, 2, 3. Hi. A whispered voice comes from the jet black surrounding you. You feel uncomfortable, like something slipped. It could have just been the startle. Thinking as you stand, reflexes at the ready. Looking every which way. Only that one light in the distance glows and hums. Waiting and daring not to move a muscle other than your head darting around with the upper torso following fluidly, like a dancing cobra emerging from a clay pot. Hold on a second. Defensively trying to cover all angles of potential attack. The light darts across and against the direction of your vision and peripheral, as if it's a firefly mixed with this such strange words. Straightened speed of a shooting star. It disappears as you look behind you, leaving streaks patterns to your vision, peeling into a black wall at face-to-face distance. Don't worry, I'm not here to harm. I have no intention of that. Nor do I trust you. Oh, whispers. Okay. Don't worry, I'm not here to harm. I have no intention of that. Not do I trust you. The voice sounds male, but weak and polite. I noticed you, and by the looks of things, you're in a... Shit. I noticed you, and by the looks of things, you're new here. Hard to pin down or locate at all. You stand at the ready. For some reason, you find yourself looking downwards, and a few feet ahead, at waist heads, if this voice coming from someone at a child's tallness. What do you want then? You whisper back. What do you want then? Having no reason to be whispering, but you do anyway. If I can focus, just notice some movement or silhouette, I could size the things up. And if it's small, like I'm thinking, I'm gonna grab this little fucker. Thinking while peering as hard as possible, studying every patch of black your eyes looks onto, the corner of your vision can still see the twinkle of light in the distance. I won't be staying long. Have to keep moving around here. Remember that, wanderer? See, I noticed you were new, and you seemed decent. It's a risk, but folks need help too. So that's a risk I'm willing to take if I feel safe. That is... Where the actual fuck is this place? The voice feels less threatening after listening. You forget about trying to attack it. Still guarded, though you wait for a response and quickly dart to look over to the light. There are some places out there, and there are other places, even familiar places. A room in your home, even your own bedroom, wherever you are nested. with intimate and recognizable objects that you have decorated, some with meaning, some for appeal, but nevertheless a safe environment, protective, sheltering you from the rest of the world, separating, or God forbid, even your own prison in the circumstances fall in that direction, but solitary and confined behind those closed doors. Yeah, I wish for the life of me I could remember that for myself. Lights on. There are still small areas within that very room that have pretty much all of the time absent of light. Nooks? Grannies? Nee, what? Crannies? Corners? It's really hard to read. Underneaths and behinds. The whole dusty realms of forgotten things and undefinables. Lights off as the familiar objects every slightly reform and twist just enough that they seem to become a little less known to you. A cold rag becomes a giant figure. A stretched shadow seems to be reaching forward. A picture on the wall holds faces of loved ones, but they seem somehow disfigured or conjoined. A pile of clothes becomes a small man sitting on a chair. This is when those small, even dark areas breach and reach out. Boundaries begin to fade, spreading outwardly, covering, invading what once was familiar. That even dark in its blackest center of where Seul sits, stare long enough with patience and curiosity, and sleep begins to overpower you. You will see what I say is true as its door hinges loosen and the locks under Seul opens up. So I'm in. The voice cuts you off. I have helped with what I know. There is nothing more. You understand a little further now. Further? What says? Should be further. Further now. I've played my part. We may bump into each other once again. Just. Plus, I think you have a light you were planning on heading to. Something you need to unfold all options to find more answers. Best of luck to you. Wait! Nothing as you stand there, somehow feeling the presence of voice has already moved on, just as quickly as it came. Despondent with no way to give chase, you turn your attention to the pulsing light and begin to meander towards it, onwards. What in the hell? Exactly, that's what I was planning to say. As you move closer and you realize the light wasn't pulsing at all, but swinging back and forth, slowly coming to a standstill. It now just sits above a man with no arms, sitting on an old cane and wood chair. He's staring right into your direction, but it seems as though there has been no notice of you yet. You are still in the darkness, just on the boundary of view. I know you out there, he yells. Walk into the light, step back further in the dark, and move on. Well, probably stepping into the light will cause more conversations and more reading, but it's more interesting, I would say. You step into the light. It feels surprisingly warm. For some reason, you smell menthol and mint. The man is breathing steadily. He still hasn't made eye contact with you yet. His head is slightly tilted as if he is listening intently. Like this or what? You shuffle once of your feet to make a sound. He turns his head towards you. You realize he's... Yes, I'm blind, he states, beating you to the thought as if he knew the shuffle of a foot was the test by a stranger before him. And armless, in case you didn't notice. Oh, he's yeah. A foxy smirk slips across his face and his head just upwards. He has a gentle manly voice, young but stern. He seems in good mood and you feel relaxed around him for some unknown reason. There's no walls around you, but the paneling of darkness has this way of making you feel as though when stepping into the light, it's like stepping into another room with the divisions, and inside and outside the works. All the rules of physics a room comes with. Odd. You think to yourself, and you quickly glance at the surroundings. There's the cane chair he's sitting on, and the floor is a polished dark red wood with heavy grains across it. The deep yellow light bouncing off the floor gives the atmosphere of a thick wine red look to it all. It turns the man. He seems calm and cool, almost like a skin tone brush stroke at center of the canvas, completely monotone with this warm red. His pants at the chair are almost the same shade as the floor. It almost looks like a torso with a head floating in space. His pants are dark khaki and he is wearing blackish red boots. He is tall and gaunt. If he stood up, we would lurch over me probably. Walk in the darkness. Walk in the darkness, I see. What brings you over to me? I see. What an odd things to say. What an odd thing to say. The darkness? Yes, where is this place? Well, it's not dark in here, is it? For me it's dark everywhere, but at different depths of gloom. In the nothingness with a lot of something, someone's and somewheres. I didn't invite you. You must be a drifter or lost. Oh, he says. Damn it, I'm not doing the voicing. Or both. You'd be better keep lost, drifter, for everyone's sake. Never stop, never become still. Being still isn't your path to play in here. It's not the way things work. But then again, rules are meant to be played by, till you question their existence. All I can say, I don't leave you world here. There is no need to crush and burn. A part to play, crash and burn? Yes, it's the reality of things, I suppose. Reality of things? What reality is this? Oh God! He pauses for a long while. He then smiles, but not with his foxy smile. Very smile, what is it supposed to be? It holds a more understanding expression, an expression knowing that answers are needed. Perhaps realities is a better way to phrase things. Sometimes one reality fades and another reality may blend through, filling the first reality's pores. But other times they don't. Other times they exist with each other, held together by the need to just exist, rubbing shoulders, hugging one another, or at the worst of circumstances, battling one another where only one can ever be triumphant. It is at these times a fight for survival turns ugly, where one must eat the other who succumbs. I've seen this ugliness. I've been this ugliness. This ugliness is not just a state of mind, it is a necessity here, a mechanic of the workings, a rule of survival. Love-hate relationships, but relationships nonetheless, all destined to set each other on fire at some point, lusting for each other like colliding galaxies. Then another may be born, making it there. From Seul to Leer crumbs, and then to over there. Sometimes, though, it's just a vacant lot awaiting construction to begin. A joke said in a room of unhappy individuals left to linger and dry in the center of the room, then to go on its own way where it pleases, because it realizes within its own existence that it is not welcome there. Oh God, this is really... Some sell themselves to the highest bidder. Some, well, they just fade away, move on, bum themselves out. Perhaps they're the smartest one. You notice his stature change, and an air of seriousness fills the room. Even the light in the room seems to slightly warm and darken, adding a dense gloom as he leans back against his chair, long and tall, chest and ribs exposed, lay bare. Human existence is lonely. He signs and blindly stares at you. It's tasteless and dull, full of negativity. A subordinate sitting below that big fiery ball, who gets to decide things, anything, all things, and when decisions are made, who gets to enforce it? Should it entail surrendering all freedom? Is that the answer? Place ourselves in the decider's hands, the reader's, or it's the baker's hands, and hope the decider or the baker knows what's best for you, for us. Why trust either of them? Ha! It's blind faith in a whole truth. He shifts slightly and you feel yourself do the same, like someone yawning across the room, and you turn suddenly need to stretch your mouth. Maybe, thanks to duality, one did not actually come before the other, and one is therefore not stronger than the other. So maybe, just maybe, the decided possibly even existed before the decision was even grappled with to begin with. If duality is the case, then they're all going to end up polarized in one extreme or the other. The cynics will lean towards the negative, the optimists leaning towards the positive. Really? Really, neither one of them is more correct than the other. In fact, they're both equally incorrect. All they are really doing is playing favoritism games. If one recognizes the whole for what it is, then it is plain to see that getting caught up in either pole position is really not the place to be. He leans and leans in, and although you know he's blind, you feel an odd sensation that he's staring right at you. Not just at you, but into you. You suddenly feel less comfortable, violated in some slight way, naked almost. So, what of non-duality then? Well, it's foreign and not welcome as a concept to either of the... Would you like to hear what the answer is? Yeah. Oh my god! Are you freaking kidding me? The answer is nothing anyway. Fucking nothing. Haha! Ha ha ha. This place is not attached to anything. It is not good, it is not bad. It is not right, it is not wrong. It is not correct or it's not incorrect. This is no position to take in here for others, for there is no position. It is not a value to uphold, for there is no value. It is not a reason to have, for there is no reason. It's not a meaning to place, for there is no meaning. It is no purpose to find, for there is no purpose. He pauses and smile fills out his cheeks. The frog smile has become something devilish. There is nothing to be found, nothing and no thing. But it is not a suffering zone, bliss, perfection, utopia, mist, smoke, fog, void, or even empty space. It is nothing you can point to or allude to. It is not any sort of quality of state of being. This doesn't feel like nothing to me. It feels like something. I'm something. I am. Surely, if I am, then this is. Or is it not? Is it really just nothing? How absurd. A waste station of nothing. You think to yourself as your head hurts and you are filled with the feeling that there is something not quite real about any of this. Move close and listen to his words. Leave him be. He has said all there is. To be honest, I'm sick of his bullshit. I don't wanna. Retreating to the bowels of the dark, you feel it cover you, submerge you into a black smudge. At this moment, you truly do feel connected to everything except the black. It's just going and going. I like the options. At this point, I really want to give up. Fuck this shit. Yeah. Do I even really need to say something? Well, I gotta say, okay, about visuals and sounds. Again, this is kind of a game and kind of, you can call it art you not enjoying. Yeah, sure, it has some deep meaning. It is psychological because, like, it's trying to, like, disturb me over sounds and over visuals. Well, as there were not much visuals, they put a lot of effort into sounds, and it was really unpleasant to play. Sure, it also was hard because of all the readings. I'm not sure for who this is game. For David Lynch fans? Yeah, probably. Even this song is like, just... I'm done. I'm done. Text sometimes was really hard to read because of the font. Yeah, and after some point I just wanted it to stop. You can decide for yourself if you would like something like that. I didn't. I really didn't. It didn't make me feel good. It didn't make me think about my existence and about some higher goals and purposes of the being. But it's just not my thing. You can get this game on itch.io. You can get this game on Steam. Links in the description. Thank you for watching. And see ya.